everybody, welcome back to another InfoSec operator tutorial. In today's tutorial, we are going to be going over everything we need to know about how the deep web and the dark web works, how the Tor network works, and everything related to it. But before we dive into today's tutorial, I would just really like to thank each of you for 485 subscribers at the time of this recording and growing, as well as the many views, watch time hours, and of course each of your comments and feedback, whether it's negative or positive. Either way, it helps me grow and make better tutorials, which is why I think each of you are going to really enjoy today's tutorial, especially being that the deep web, dark web, and Tor network is a very hot topic. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it and start learning. Alright everybody, so some of you may know how Tor works in general, and that's fine. For those of you who do know, go ahead and skip ahead to the part where we start exploring the deep web, the dark web, and the difference between the two using the Tor browser. For those of you who don't know, I found this image here that actually explains it pretty well. And how it works. Now, real quick though, before we get into explaining this image, a little bit of background information on Tor if you're not familiar with it. Tor, T-O-R, stands for the Onion Router, which was developed by U.S. Naval Research Laboratory employees Paul Syverson, Michael Reed, and David Goldschlag in the mid-1990s in order to protect the identity of U.S. Navy intelligence agents. So Tor originally did start from the government and government employees in a government research lab. So, however, it was turned over to the general public, and of course, I'm sure that they have a different military network that they're using in order to protect agents for all different kinds of agencies. So, does that make Tor safe? No, you should never assume that anything anywhere on the internet or on a computer is 100% safe, and we'll go over a little bit how to protect yourself further using additional services like a VPN or a proxy in order to make Tor safe. But for right now, let's go ahead and see how it works in general. So here, of course, you have a Tor client, and we're going to assume that this is probably you. And then down here we see that not each computer, but some of these computers or systems have a Tor node, and then of course the green arrows are an encrypted link, or what's supposed to be an encrypted link. So of course it's just like any other network, it goes from one item to the next in order to receive information, and sometimes it has to pass through a few systems, but these are volunteer systems typically that basically you're lending a computer out to be connected through to tunnel to the end result, usually being a .onion website, or in general anything within the Tor browser, even SurfaceNet websites that you just don't want your IP address being revealed or you yourself being revealed. Now, this kind of comes into the next part I want to go over really quickly. A lot of people say, well, if you use Tor, it's illegal. Now, in some countries, yes, that would be true. However, generally speaking, even if you're just watching this video, it's more than likely true that it is not illegal to use Tor in your country. If you're able to freely watch this video, more than likely it's not illegal to use Tor. Just because you have the Tor browser or even use a .onion address does not mean that you are performing an illegal activity. It is illegal when criminals are setting up .onion addresses and you're going to those addresses and viewing things, as we all know, that can be pretty gruesome, or you're there trying to buy drugs, and yes, this is all true. You can go down into the dark web and start getting into some seriously messed up things. and we'll go ahead and go over that here in a bit. But I just wanted to clarify that it is not illegal in order for, just because you have the Tor browser and you're connecting to the Tor network. So without getting further into that right now, this is just generally how it works, okay? And it's supposed to be encrypting through these volunteer nodes or volunteer servers or whatever it is, and then you're visiting the website and it's passing information back to you. So let's go ahead and see now live how we download Tor, how to set it up, how to access regular websites as well as .onion addresses, and then the difference between the deep web and the dark web. So before I start diving into .onion addresses and how to use the Tor browser and all that, I do have to say that as you guys seen at the beginning of the video, I'm warning each of you, I am not giving you this information so that way you can go and do illegal things. There truly is very dark, disturbing things down on the dark web. The deep web is anything with a .onion address. The dark web is anything with a .onion address used for illegal purposes. That is the difference between the two. And there are many definitely disturbing things down on the dark web. I know that sounds all Hollywood-esque or cliche or whatever, or very Reddit style. But no, seriously, it is really bad. So I'm not showing you guys this stuff so that way you can go do illegal things. That's not the purpose of this at all. It is for educational purposes only. I will not be responsible for what each of you do with this information, because again, it can get very gruesome. But in order to even begin thinking about accessing the deep web or the dark web, you first need to download the Tor browser. So you can go to https:/torproject.org/download and download it for whichever program, or operating system that you're using. Mine is Windows, which I already have it, so I'm not going to do that. But you can download it for Mac OS, download for Linux, or download for Android. You can also, if I'm not mistaken, there is in the App Store a Tor or a version of Tor for the Apple App Store for iPhone, and of course right there it says for Android, so you can get it for your phone as well. I already did this, but it's very quick and easy to download. There's literally nothing you need to do except for accept, and then it'll download the program onto, I chose to put it on my desktop, and then you just either add the icon or don't add the icon, and you can choose to run automatically, and that's literally it. That's all you got to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start the Tor browser. And you can choose to always connect automatically. You can change your Tor network settings, or you can just simply hit the connect button each time you open it. That's what I do. Now, this is not big, bad, and scary. As you can see, it's just a regular browser, and it uses DuckDuckGo by default. Essentially, this window right here is anything like Google or Firefox or even any other just regular web browser that you can find and use to search the internet. The difference is, though, is that because we are using Tor specifically, it may come up in a different language in a different country. For example, we're going to see here, we can just look up Facebook, okay, but we may be, right now it's in English and everything, but we may be actually located somewhere other than where we actually are. So we can just do, what is my IP? And we can just go to whatismyipaddress.com. And right now it's saying that I am somewhere near Bangladesh. That's certainly not true. I also do have a VPN. It's not currently running right now, but if you run that VPN and then run this, it's going to be all sorts of weird. Definitely not where you actually are. But as you guys can see, though, I'm just searching and surfing the internet, just like any other web browser. Now we can use the .onion address and access that. So I found the CIA's .onion address, and of course this is quote-unquote public for those who are living in an area who can't use a .com address, and they are using Tor. Now this site, for whatever reason, does take forever to load, but we will be able to see that this browser has the ability to access .onion addresses. So after waiting a little bit of time here due to a slow connection to their website, you guys can see that, again, CIA.gov and then a bunch of gibberish, .onion. This is their website. This is the same website that they have on the regular internet, so it'd be CIA.gov. You know, same as a .com, but you guys can see that they have an Onion version. Now, in order to access these, I mean, all you need to know is the address in .onion, and you are accessing what is known as the deep web. Now, the dark web is the same principle, but again, like I said, it's just set up a .onion address set up for illegal purposes. Now, I'm not going to show you any websites, but I will quickly show you guys that there is a it's like the Google for all things dark web. There's nothing good that you're going to find there, I promise you. And this is where, if you go and search for something specific on this browser, within the Tor browser, you're going to run into basically everything illegal. So I'm not going to search for anything, but I can show you the browser. So the browser is called Not Evil. Clearly, that's sarcastic. And, you know, it's just, yeah, it's sarcastic, and you can probably run into literally everything illegal. So I think this is the address. It may have changed because due to the nature of what it hosts, yeah, they definitely took that down. It may not exist anymore, but yeah. It might even not exist anymore, but yeah, I'm assuming it was taken down or discontinued. But there, you can see, if once you start looking, there's all kinds of things that you can run into, and a lot of these you may run into problems because a lot of them, again, are illegal. So do some exploring on your own if you dare. Again, I don't recommend that you do at all. But you guys can see that you can start getting into the dark web just by doing some basic searches through the Tor browser on the regular Tor browser search engine using DuckDuckGo. We're not, again, going to get into any of that, but I do want to thank each of you for watching this video. The next video that I'm making is we are going to learn how to set up a hacking lab and what to do with that hacking lab, and start playing around with some of that. And we're going to be using Kali Linux through Oracle VM VirtualBox, setting that up properly. and we're going to use Metasploitable and also possibly find us a Windows operating system for VirtualBox. So guys, thank you for watching. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and please definitely subscribe. That helps me grow the channel, gives me motivation to keep making videos and show you guys all these cool things. And also, you guys can check out, I have a InfoSec Operator TikTok, which the handle for that will be down in the description. However, real quick, I will go ahead and share the handle with you if you just want to go ahead and follow. It's at InfoSec Operator. So, thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.